Let me give you numbers. This year is our 35th anniversary. Our 25th anniversary was obviously 10 years ago in 2013. What was IPS size in 2013? It numbered about 30. What is its size now? By the end of this year, will be 120.
We have a unique niche. There's no other think tank in Singapore that focuses on Singapore study. We are the only one. And I think over the years, we have gained a reputation for integrity, for generating good research by recruiting good people to the IPS family.
What we've done is to really go down a notch and look at community level governance problems and really do more public engagement in the community or for selected targeted groups, for example, the elderly. We're really looking to push out in the next year or two is what we're calling the Social Compact Outcomes Fund. And this is where we're working with the social services ecosystem at large and trying to rope in like-minded partners to see how we can shift the sector's orientation from really just looking at outputs and inputs and measuring more the outcomes from their interventions that are being done.
We are doing more research to try to understand what the public thinks about the role of technology in governance, the impact of media on society, digital divide or digital inclusiveness through designing public engagement initiatives such as the citizens panels. We are actually working with the public to co-create or co-develop solutions for different types of policy issues.
We felt that it's important for us not just to continue to get research data on these areas, but do something to intervene in the space. And so in the last year or so, been able to come up with programs which deal with inclusion matters and diversity matters, for instance, at the workplace. So we're trying to use state-of-the-art tools, immersive technology to be able to help our people that we engage.
So we curate solutions we think are interesting, that can, has potential for meaningful social impact or change. We study the solution, we conceptualize it, we find support for it. Hopefully, if the project is successful, then it exits to government funding or it exits to community, for example. It is a conversation with, debt-based money, with community currencies.
I think the mission of IPS is meaningful.
To be able to translate academic research into policy insights.
The multiple social issues I get to work on.
Giving back to the community through our academic passions.
Being able to explore all these cutting-edge policy issues.
We are constantly acquiring new methods and technologies to advance new research frontiers.
Making every day easier for people using ethnographic insights.
We support you in terms of what you are interested in your research.
For example, funeral spaces and religious spaces.
I see a lot of value in the work that we put in.
Working on things that really matter to Singaporeans.
Cliche as it may sound, does make, if not the world, then at least Singapore a better place.
You get the opportunity to meet and be in discussions with senior public and private sector leaders.
The diversity of work and roles and events at IPS.
Interact with people from different backgrounds and to learn from their life experiences.
Working with all the different stakeholders that we have projects with.
From different walks of life, especially from government, from the public sector.
Discuss pertinent topics such as social policies.
To actually try to craft things that are useful for the policymakers that can go into policy making.
It's about being in an intellectually stimulating environment.
That encourages me to think about various perspectives.
I really appreciate those conversations that allows me to develop my critical thought.
We have an internal culture of debating ideas.
There's just never a dull day working here.
The scenery. Every morning I get to walk through the botanical gardens and I get to see chickens, I get to see people walking around, small children running around.
The different colleagues, they are trained in different disciplines.
The people around me are really passionate about what they do.
I enjoy the learning aspect of IPS.
I like that I am constantly learning from my colleagues.
You can find someone who is really passionate about something related to Singapore, which I would say is quite rare.
It's a very nice and friendly atmosphere.
Learn about topics relating to Singapore policies.
I get to hear their ideas and everything. Understand their worldview and understand their approach and ideas.
People are generally very willing to share.
I really appreciate the growth that they have helped me attain so far.
They're also interested in learning more about Singapore, about the world, and exploring different facets of that.
The opportunities that are offered to staff for upskilling.
I get to acquire new skill sets that is good for my career advancement.
The people.
The strong team spirit.
That there's always a challenge.
We always have each other's back. Everyone is very collaborative here.
It helps me grow as a researcher.
There's a lot of like-minded and passionate people.
One is the work-life balance. Second is the acceptance of diversity. And last but not least is about the generous leave policy.
The very flexible working arrangements, like working from home, and also there is a lot of trust and independence in the work.
My birthday wishes for IPS going forward is that we will continue to broaden the space for intellectuals, for artists, that we will grow the culture in Singapore of accepting a diversity of views as natural and a good thing. And I hope IPS will continue to inform, to illuminate and to influence.
I hope IPS can be a center for research into public policy, but also in addition to that, that IPS can be a center for experimenting, for piloting certain possible policy solutions, which then can be scaled up by government agencies if they are found to be useful. IPS is only as good as it is useful to a whole host of our stakeholders. If we are of no use to them, there is no reason for IPS to exist.